Welcome, 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 welcome back. What's up to the old homies? What's up to the new homies? I'm Carter, and this is Mass Mondays. What is Mass Mondays, you ask? Mass Mondays is an opportunity to pause, it's an opportunity to connect with self, and it's an opportunity to set intentions for the week. And so you hear it in the name, Mask Mondays. That's why I have a face mask on, courtesy of Shea Moisture. It is the clarifying mud mask. And so pretty sure you're like, oh, wait a minute, didn't you have that on the last time? You're correct. You're absolutely correct. I did have it on the last time. So definitely taking more recommendations. So please put them in the comments. Um, but I'm so glad to be here, to have a chance to connect and uh, to just, check in with the homies. All right. And so, as you know, we love to start and end with gratitude. And the reason why I love starting with gratitude so much is because it really serves as a purpose to just kind of get ahead of the things that might go uh, unplanned or the things that might feel less than ideal. And so, really, with starting with gratitude, is saying, I'm already acknowledging the good that has happened, whether it's in the morning, whether it's from yesterday, but recognizing like there is good that is happening and holding on to that goodness throughout the day. When those things, those moments of frustration, or those moments of less than ideal situations or unplanned things happen, and then ending with gratitude is, in the midst of all of that, taking a moment to say, there was still a lot of goodness that happened and making space to just acknowledge that. And so that's the reason why we love to start with gratitude. That's why I personally love with gratitude because it's a personal reset, and just like an opportunity to just like lean into the goodness that's already happening. And so for me, two things that I'm grateful for is one, I'm grateful for growth. This past week, these past couple of weeks really, I've had a chance to really connect with just like friends and really hearing how they have witnessed my growth, but also seeing their growth as well has been something that I've really been appreciative of. Sometimes we don't really recognize our growth as much, and it takes those who have seen us in those, a couple years back to be like, yo, that evolution though, what's up? Like, and celebrating it and also celebrating their evolution, right? So those are one of the things that I'm I'm really grateful for. The other thing that I'm grateful for is just collaboration. I think that it's easy to do things on your own, and when you're able to bring in another person or more people into the process and to join their process, it really makes a difference. And I'm just like super thankful for just the collaboration that has happened thus far and the collaboration to come, and especially like organic collaborations, right? Where it just feels supernatural and it flows in a way that just offers a lot of ease. And so those are two things that I'm grateful for. When you think of gratitude for you, what comes to mind? And yeah, just take some time to think about that. I'm gonna light this Palo Santo stick some more. So now that you are having some time to, really sit with gratitude, want to move into the next piece, which is some collective breathing together. Um, and it is the morning time in New York, y'all, and so the streets is live. The streets is live. The streets is live. You hear it, but we are here. It's coexisting, right? Coexisting in all of it. Um, and so, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to take some breaths together, some collective breaths. We're going to just take 3 deep breaths together. All right. And the reason why I love to do that is because, again, this is the moment where you can connect with self, also a moment to pause. All right. And so I'm going to go through the breath of like, well, what does this look like? What does this look like? Great question. Great question. I'm assuming you asked that question, so I'm gonna just answer it already. So pretty much, I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then you're gonna inhale, and then I'm gonna say 3, two, one, intentionally. So when you get that Lee, that's when you exhale. And the reason why I am saying intentionally is because, we're constantly breathing, inhaling, all this experiences. And so really just taking a moment to exhale those experiences as well. Of course, when you inhale, you exhale naturally. And so with this our time together with this breath work, this collective breathing that we're going to do, is really taking a moment to say like, I am intentionally inhaling, but I'm also intentionally exhaling the things that I have experienced, just to kind of release some stuff. I feel like sometimes we can hold on to things subconsciously and not even be aware of it. And not to say that by you releasing, exhaling, that it's all going to disappear, right? But it can just be a moment to just like reset how you're feeling, reset and thinking about how you want to move into the space. All right. And so I want you to, just get your mind right, maybe close your eyes and really take some moment just to check in with your current breath, right? Like, how are you breathing? How are you breathing? All right, so now we're gonna move into our breathing together. We're gonna do one, we're gonna try on one, and then we're gonna go through the 3 breaths together, okay? So let's try it out first. 3, 2, 1, inhale. 3, 2, 1, intentionally. All right, so that's what it looks like. So now we're gonna go through the actual 3 breaths, okay? Y'all ready? I'm assuming I said y'all ready. Okay, cool. So 3, 2, 1, inhale. 3, 2, 1, intentionally. All right, that's the first one. Now 2 more. Y'all ready? Let's go. 3, 2, 1, inhale. 3, 2, 1, intentionally. One more, y'all, one more. 3, 2, 1, inhale. 3, 2, 1, intentionally. And yeah, thanks so much for leaning into that, doing it together. It's just a reminder that you can stop, you can take a few breaths, regardless of how the day is going. We deserve deep inhales and slow exhales, all right? We deserve that. So now that we've had a chance to breathe together, now we're gonna move on to the next piece, which is taking a moment to reflect on the previous word of the week and the intention of the week. And so the word of the week was stability, and the intention of the week was tend to your foundation. And so stability is really interesting, because like as I was like reflecting on the word more, I was thinking about how stability is like, when I think of it from my own personal experience, it's like super aspirational, right? It's like you should work towards being stable. Everything that you do should be an effort to be more stable. And I think that society has defined like what stability looks like, and as I've been like reflecting, I feel like the beauty of stability is recognizing like we've been taught that it looks a particular way, and then we get to have the opportunity to really explore what stability looks like in our life, right? Because we're all very different people. We're all experiencing very different things. We're all reacting to it very differently. And so because of that, we also have to have a very unique version of stability for who we are and what is unique to us. When thinking about stability, another thing that came to mind was also the fact that when we take on too much, we can be unstable. You know, when too much is happening and we're trying to take it all on, that prevents us from being able to work towards stability. And so, as I was also reflecting about stability, it was also like committing to taking on less, so that we can be in a state or a space of being more stable. I also recognize that for me, stable is not like this thing you just work towards it and you're just stable. It's a constant effort. It's a constant effort to work towards being more stable, understanding what that looks like for me in all the different phases of life as well. Because what stability looked like to me 5 years ago is completely different than what it looks like for me now, and would be completely different than what it looks like for me in 10 years or in 5 years or in 15 years, right? And so making space for that and exploring what that is. I also think that stability is connected to focus as well. Being able to have focus allows for us to be more stable. And I was like reflecting, I was like, damn man, I lose focus so much, you know, like I feel like it's easy for me to lose focus, you know, and like granted when I'm like locked in, I'm locked in. But I also think the moments when I'm locked in are moments when I'm like actively moving towards stability. And then going into like the tend to your foundation piece, really just reflecting on like, you know, the last time we were together, we were talking about like your foundation is like your values, what's important to you. It's also your identities, you know. I also think that like with your foundation, you know, one part aspect of it that I didn't include was your tribe, your community of people who are there to also support you, right? And so when I think of stability, a big part of being able to maintain or work towards stability is also having a community of people who are there supporting me as well. And so it's not only about the foundation of like my values and who I am, but it's also about the people who are around me. And I think that that's something that is also important. It's like, you know, because life is going to be life and things are going to be happening, right? You know, when I reflected on it the last time, I was talking about being able to not be destroyed and, you know, stand strong and all that. And it's like wavering in the midst of some of the craziest things that life can throw at you is a human thing, you know? Like we're not buildings, we're not these structures that are supposed to like stand firm when like a damn tornado's coming or something, you know? It's like, no, like, yeah, we're gonna move, we're gonna feel it, you know, we're gonna react to it. And how do we reground ourselves? And I think that like that foundation piece is critical because it allows for us to go back to the things that ground us in those moments when we're feeling a little unstable. It's like, whoa, I'm feeling it. How do I reground myself? And I think that the foundation is what's critical to that. And so that's like my reflection on tending to the foundation and stability, and even just like my own, as I've like reflected on it more and continue to reflect on it, and that word really committing to making sure that I do check in with like just like my foundation to make sure that I'm still moving with intention, but also making sure that those values are still important to me. You know, making sure that those different aspects of who I am, my identity, all those different things are still, you know, are accounted for in my foundation, so that when I'm moving, I am moving with the intention of I know what grounds me, I know what I am, who I am, where I am, and what I want to do, and where I want to go. All right, and so now that we've had a chance to just lean into some reflection, now we're going to talk more about the new word of the week. All right, so let's see. All right, yo, and also, so to note, everybody, I am definitely taking new words. So if you have some words that you want to go in this bowl right here, let me know, all right? Let me know. I am always open to suggestions, y'all, okay? All right. And so this is the bowl. This is the bowl with the words. This is the bowl with the words of the week. And this is where I pick out the word and then I share a reflection. And I never really know what the word is. And so I always appreciate that because they always are timely. They're very timely. Like stability was very timely the last time we were together. And I'm sure whatever word this is, it's going to be even more timely as well. All right. I gotta give myself a countdown because I'll just be doing this the whole time. Okay, so the word of the week is okay. All right. The word of the week is patience, y'all. Patience. This is a timely word, y'all. Wow, this is a good one. Patience. Whew. Let me tell y'all, I have been in a space where I've been having to really sit in patience, these past couple of weeks. I feel like I think I'm not the only person, but like instant gratification is like a thing, that I have to check myself on and like not always reacting to the fact that things happen slower than I want them to or than I originally planned, and making space for like the opportunity to learn or to learn more information in that moment of waiting. When I think of patient, I think of like waiting, trusting as well. I think there is like a level of faith, right? Because it's not about just like waiting. It's also about like knowing that something is happening, knowing that something is coming, and waiting for that. But the waiting is not necessarily a passive thing either. It's like taking the necessary steps to be prepared when it comes. When the opportunity does come, being able to say, I am prepared. But it's so hard, y'all. It's so hard. I mean, like when you see how everything, and especially like within this digital world, right? Things are just getting quicker, and the processes are just being cut to the point where it's like there is no process. You just kind of do it and it happens and bam. Before I always think about like, back in my day, just looking up a word, right? Like you had to go to the dictionary. You had to find the dictionary. You had to find the dictionary. It wasn't just there. You had to find it. You had to find the dictionary. Then you had to figure out how to spell the word, if you didn't know how to spell the word. Then you had to look through different pages until you found the word. And then at that moment, that's when you got the definition of a word, right? And now all you got to do is type the first two letters. And even if you spell it wrong, it's still a possibility that you will find that word within a minute, right? And so when everything is becoming super instant, when everything is so quick and easy, right? Being patient is a practice that is like, can be forgotten, and I feel like a big part of what has allowed for me to be patient is having faith, believing, trusting that something is happening, something will come, and I just gotta continue to stick to the plan, whatever the plan is. The sun is sunning. That's one of the things I appreciate. The sun is sunning. The light is just coming through. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to add like a little bit more about patience because, in the gap of time of like when you're waiting for something and it happens. There's space, and something that I'm like sitting with is being comfortable in that space, the spaciousness of waiting, transitioning into something new, becoming something new, going somewhere new, feeling new, being new. Because sometimes, at least for me, and I think that's like the reframing, right? It's like we think that patience is not, you can't be productive, or that nothing is happening, and so it's idle time, and it's like it doesn't have to be that. It does not have to be that. It can be something that is where we are making progress. And I don't even like the word productivity because I think that word it's a little weird. But progress, we can make progress, right? So yeah, just like remembering and patience, like in those moments of being patient, that there's still an opportunity to make progress towards whatever we want to work towards, or whatever we want to work towards while we're waiting. Because there's always more work to do, right? There's always more ways that we can grow. There's always more ways we can learn. There's always more ways we can try on new things, so that we are more prepared as we are waiting for that next thing. And so I wanted to add that, but now that I've added that, I want to move back into what is the intention of the week? What is the intention of the week? What is the intention of the week? Sip some water. Appreciate the space to also just like sit with that word more and, you know, think about it, and I feel like I have to know it all right now. It's like a few thoughts running through my mind, and it's like sit with patience, sit in patience. Then it's also thoughts around like the opportunity that comes with being patient and being open to those opportunities. Then I think about like the spaciousness, embracing the spaciousness. Yeah. So the intention of the week is to embrace the spaciousness that patience offers. I think that like, as I mentioned earlier, because things now are so immediate, there really is no space, there's no space for the process because the process is shrinking more and more. And I think that the beauty of patience is there could be a lot of space, and a lot of opportunity, which when I think of that saying, people were acting a little crazy. It's like, there's nothing but space and opportunity right here, it's like, so interesting. But it really is nothing but, like, in those moments of patience, there's nothing but space and opportunity. There's nothing but space and opportunity, y'all. And so really taking a moment to sit in that space, but also figure out, like, what opportunities can come from you sitting in that space. Because one of the things that I trust deeply is that the timing is always perfect. And granted, like, to my standard of timing, definitely not it. You know, like, it's always late. Like, it's always late, right? Like, which I'm able to go into that right now. But it never goes as planned, right? It's always delayed. But the things that are supposed to happen when they're supposed to happen, they happen. And I'm always like, oh, I see why it happened during this time. But I had to be patient. And in those moments of being patient, there was also a lot of space and opportunity for me to sit in things, reflect on more, right? Like that opportunity to reflect on more, to figure out how I want to show up when this new opportunity approaches, but also like maybe fine tuning some lessons that I need to like learn and being prepared. And so um, that's the intention of the week, is to embrace the spaciousness that patience offers. So uh, thank you for joining another Mass Mondays. It's been a joy. It's always a pleasure to be in this space with you. As I mentioned before, we love to start and end with gratitude. And so two things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for that word, y'all. I'm grateful for spaciousness, actually. Specifically, I am grateful for spaciousness. Um, I realized that like I am someone who can do a better job of creating more space and not feel like I have to do everything immediately, or everything in the same day, or everything within 2 hours. You know, like giving more space to things has really allowed for me to feel a lot more ease and a lot less chaotic. And going back to the previous word of the week, right, allowing me to feel more stable. So that's one thing I'm grateful for, is spaciousness, and like being more open to the idea of allowing more spaciousness in my life. The second thing is I am grateful for this sun, y'all. This sun, this light. You hear me? You know what I mean? A reminder that there's always light. There's always light around us, and you know, even if we may not see it, we may not feel it, it's always there. And so, you know, yeah. All right. So those are two things I'm grateful for. What are you grateful for? You know, I hope that you can sit into that, and I also hope that this space was supportive and it offered you something to think about. And even if you're like, yeah, I don't know if I really want to embrace the spaciousness of what patience has to offer. Understood, you know. But patience is always going to be something that's asked of us. We're going to always be asked to be patient. And we have to decide how we want to be in those moments. Do we want to feel frustrated and chaotic because it's not happening when we want it? Or are we able to, do we want to be in a space where we can sit in it comfortably and welcome it? Right? And so, those are my thoughts. I hope that you have a phenomenal rest of the week. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. And yeah, take care. Until next time, peace.